Welcome to the Petronet LNG Foundation. Petronet is one organization which has really been very vigilant about its social responsibilities, and therefore there are quite a few things which have been happening in Petronet. To give a fillip to all this, what we have decided this year in March to convert all the CSR activities into a company formed known as the Petronet LNG Foundation. Therefore, now we have a very focused approach towards the corporate social responsibility. By and large, if you see the way Petronet has been doing for the past years, the focus has been in sync with the Government of India in terms of skill building, education, health, sanitation, cleanliness, etc. Obviously, we have our locations in Dahej where we have a terminal, LNG terminal. We are operating the terminal which is having a capacity of 15 million tons today. And similarly, we have a terminal regas in Kochi which is around 5 million ton capacity. So, most of our CSR work is around these two regions, and obviously Delhi being the headquarters, we move around Delhi. We also have in a way kind of structured our thought process of looking at the national level issues. For instance, let me just share this with you. There is a very nice program which we run which is called the Kashmir Super 30. And this year, fortunately, the year which has passed by, we had picked up 40 students from there, 35 boys and 5 girls, and we collaborated with the Indian Army and obviously an NGO which helped us to go about teaching these particular students for preparing for the IITs. And you would be happy to know that out of the 35 students which ultimately appeared for the exams, there were 28 students which qualified for the IIT mains, and finally 9 got selected. So, overall out of the 35, all 35 got into the engineering colleges, NITs, NSITs, etc., but 9 were able to crack the main IIT. So, we are very happy because all these students have been picked up from very humble background, from the, I would say, infested areas in Kashmir, and to be able to manage them and be able to give such a great result, I think it is a great feature, and Petronet really feels proud that it has actually, along with the Indian Army, been able to support and contribute to this very good national cause. So, while I was talking about the Kashmir Super 30 at the national level, we in a way are also focusing at the internal company level, etc. And there is one more very nice program which we are running, which is called the Good Samaritan. Now, this program, because internally we for ourselves have around 480 employees as the core employees of Petronet, but at the same time we have nearly around 800 to 900 contract employees which are there. So, by and large, when we look at the support which is required to be given to these contract employees, at times we find that there is a need where the compassion of the employees can be invoked and we can try and contribute to the well-being of them. So, this Good Samaritan program is all about having an internal portal where all these contract people who are through agencies, who are not employees of the Petronet, but their issues are actually put onto the portal for the employees to react, and the compassion of the employees actually facilitates their well-being. For instance, last month, which I remember, there were 2 issues which were posted on this website. One was the marriage of a contract employee's daughter, and the other was the ailment of a wife of a contract employee who was needing surgery, etc. So, all these both the things were posted there, and with the IFSC codes, etc. being given of the contract people, what actually happened was that the employees went ahead and contributed to whatever way they want, and there is obviously a ceiling kept there, and once that ceiling amount is reached, then that portal is closed for that particular individual, and therefore, in a way it actually has a feel good factor for the employees who really want to include the contract people as persons who are contributing to the progress of Petronet, and therefore, we want to say that yes, as far as even if you are not in the true sense employees of the company, but you are a part of the family, and we would be very happy to see that if there is anything happening in your family which needs our attention, all the 480 employees compassionately rise to the occasion and try and take care of that. One more program is taking shape, and I am tempted to actually mention that to you. Recently, I had visited Leh Ladakh, and you might have heard the name of Mr. Sonam Wangchuk. He is actually creating an experiential university there, and obviously it all happened because we are also creating a world class LNG training center, a training academy in Kochi, and therefore we wanted to take help and pick the creative mind of Mr. Sonam Wangchuk, and it is during one of these interactions that it came out that in Ladakh what these people are doing, they want to actually create this experiential university where apart from so many other things, they wanted to address the issue of the value creation from the Pashmina shawls. Now, by and large, when you really see Pashmina, the moment you hear this name, the bell rings in your mind and you talk about and think about only Kashmir. But in Leh, what is happening, the yaks which actually shed this wool, there I was told that 1 kg of wool cost nearly around 5,000 rupees. And when it goes through the processing for various hands, etc., and by the time it is designed and it comes out as Pashmina shawls, it actually gets converted into 4 or 5 shawls worth nearly 5 lakhs of rupees. So, there is a huge arbitrage which is from 5,000 to 5 lakhs, and what is happening is this is all being done by hand, and there is a community in various villages in Leh Ladakh where there are Muslim community and from humble backgrounds who women are mostly at home. They are normally not moving out of the house to really do any activity. So, this is one activity which we thought that we can try and work out and examine if there is a possibility that if this particular complete process is created in that university, then Petronet can join hands in looking at trying to contribute to the machinery, etc., and the setting up of all particular these things in the university, which will ultimately give employment to these ladies who are actually needing some extra income which can help them in the household affairs. And while we are doing it, we would actually be looking at not only trying to reduce the arbitrage being taken away in the whole chain, which is not really adding value, but just exchanging money from the other, I mean to say the trader part. So, effectively if we are able to reduce that and take away the middlemen, and we are in a position to do direct marketing of this, where Petronet can actually help being its presence in India and globally as well, I would rather say there is a very strong case where this contribution may actually take a shape which will give this particular initiative a fillip, and to that extent we can also contribute in terms of picking up high end designers from the international market, say Italian, French designers, etc., who can design these very nice shawls, and then we can brand this particular shawl as original from Leh, rather than what people think today that these things are being termed as seconds or duplication of the Kashmir shawls. So, lace shawls itself would then have a great market, etc., and I am not sure, but I think if you really do this particular part, then a shawl which otherwise is costing a lakh of rupees, perhaps the cost may come down to 30,000, 35,000 or so, which may then become a brand in itself, and we can market it suitably, use it as our corporate mementos, etc., which we give to the other corporates when we interact. So, this is one more very exciting thing which is involving our thought process and trying to see whether we can fructify this. So, this apart, there are so many other things which Petronet LNG Foundation is into and is planning to go about, but overall I would just like to effectively conclude by saying that Petronet LNG as a company has created this foundation called Petronet LNG Foundation, and this organization is nothing but committed completely to sustainable social growth of the nation. So, I would welcome you to visit our website, look at all these things what we are doing. We would be very happy for any suggestions to be received from you, and once again thank you for spending your time hearing this video out and trying to I would say absorb whatever we are saying, and we would be looking forward to your contributions of thought process within what we are trying to do progressively towards the betterment of the nation. Thank you so much.